What's going on, everybody? Wi-Fi's out right now, so usually have decent service in here, so you guys want to let me know sound quality and if I need to go try and move around somewhere. I think it's going to be okay, but just give me a sound check and let me know. Let me know if everybody can hear. Think good? You guys hear me? Yeah, it looks like I should have plenty of bars. I've done it with less bars than I have. Hey everybody. I'm gonna give a few minutes for it to fill up, and there's been a lot of people waiting. I guess I meant sometime between 6 and 7, not from 6 to 7 in the post. So I think that might have confused a few people. So I'm sorry about that. Hey Jen. This is the first fire I've had going in the fireplace actually since I moved in, and been checking everything out and checking the flue liners and all that kind of stuff. There'll be a video coming on that. It is. It's a little bit warm in here right now, to say the least, because it was like 80 degrees. I think it's down to 70 outside, but there's that big cold front moving in here in a couple days, so didn't feel like wasting the money on a lot of propane when I have so much wood around here. Hey everybody. So I want to go ahead and just throw out, like, on this live, I probably won't be doing a whole lot of answering a whole lot of comments on this one. So you can throw them in, and I will answer as I can. Copper, come here. Copper likes to warm in the fireplace. He's sleeping, and he's not really interested in moving right now. Copper, come here. Copper, come here. No, he's dead asleep. All right, so I know I wanted to answer a couple of questions. There've been a lot of questions over the past few months. One's about, what's wrong with you and Robert? Do you guys have a falling out? Nothing like that. I still talk to him every couple days. Well, actually, really every day, and we see each other 5 times a week. We just have both been busy doing a couple different things, different projects, just, so we haven't had a whole lot of time to spend at one place or the other. But I wanted to let you guys, a lot of people have commented, asked me what's wrong, and just asking a lot of questions. And if I didn't do this video, there would be a whole lot more questions coming up as the months go on. So it's been a long time coming. Me and my wife separated, and we've been separated for quite a while, several months, more, 5 or 6 months really. And I'm not really going to go into all that. We're together just shy of 20 years, and people change a lot, and if you don't pay attention to your marriage and to each other, get everything, like, life going in 2 different directions for both of us, with the kids, and all of a sudden, you after 20 years and the kids start leaving and everything, you suddenly realize that you aren't the same people you used to be. We didn't, you've got to spend a lot of time maintaining that relationship, or you just grow apart. And with us, it wasn't even really growing apart. We just completely, changed over 20 years. We met when we were 19. We were married within 6 months, and she was pregnant within 3 months of us getting married. So, there wasn't a whole lot of time. It was pretty fast. And, we've always had the kids and everything. But I'm not complaining about anything. It is what it is, and it happens. And I think that we're gonna be able to move forward, and we're gonna be all right. So it was mutual, nothing crazy, and that's uh that's one of the good things. We're still friends. We're still gonna be able to be with our kids. When they need us. Uh, Weddings, whatever. It wasn't the kind of a breakup where everybody's mad and we can't be in the same room together. So that's a good thing. Anyway, I wanted just to put that out there. One of the reasons I haven't been at the bird farm a lot, I've been here at the house. Uh, I haven't been much. I haven't been much good company lately. So I wasn't going to burden anybody uh, with my attitude. Uh, so that's also one of the reasons, like with the big shop cleanup, how much stuff I'm getting rid of. I was planning on anyway, just maybe not to the extent that I'm doing it now, and that's one reason it's taking a little bit longer. Um, the homestead here isn't. My channel's not going anywhere. All right, I'm going to be staying here until my daughter graduates sometime in that time frame, and then the homestead is going to be going from the homestead to the mountain farm. That's really going to be the only difference. And to be honest, this place be hard for me to stay here. A lot of memories, big old house, and it's lonely here. It's quiet, it's lonely, and this old house needs a family in it. It really does. The house was through a friend of mine, a very good family friend, owner financed, so I don't have to go through all the hassle of finding a realtor. I've already talked with her, and so I'm going to be, obviously getting a siding fixed up. Still continuing on my same project list as I had even before all this came about, and making it easier for her to sell down the road. And I think that I've helped a lot with me and Robert's helped a lot by exposing the history in the house. The history that we didn't know beforehand. Now there's like really good history that she can use to market the house with. The front log. That's one reason I'm putting all the siding on the side here, is because just aesthetically, I think just a little accent of the logs on the front of the house will make it more appealing to buyers. Not everybody's in the market for a log cabin, so it'll basically just be an accent wall to show off the history of the house. And lots of cleanup. You guys like cleanup, so by the time I get done with it next spring, it'll be actually really pretty and where I've wanted it for a long time. And so that's going to be fun to do and fun to watch. I've got, like, even if my daughter's still, she has a room here and she has a room where her mom's staying, and so she, whichever place is easier for the schedule that day, she stays there. But I want to be here until she graduates and gets ready to head off to college. So besides the fact that I want to do that, it would take me, like, it's still going to be crazy trying to get the massive amount of junk, and well, a lot of the junk's going away, but just my collection of stuff that I don't want to get rid of. It's going to take me a minute to get all that moved up to North Carolina. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I've got just in big stuff that I have to move. I've got the '66 Army truck, because it's not running. I've got the Suburban, I've got my 8-in Ford. I've got my brother's Jeep. I've got a couple that's just big stuff, trips, that are 4.5, 5 hours, 5 hours each way pulling the trailer. And so it's going to be a work in progress, and it's not going to be cheap. So be spreading that expense out along a few months, about 6 months as we go. So I am looking at maybe getting a 20-foot container, like a shipping container, that I can probably fit most stuff in, because I can pack it just to the gills and then have them ship it up to mom and dad's house. I haven't quite decided on all logistics as far as that goes. So it's not an ending for the Best Family Homestead. Really, it's just a new beginning for something else. And one of the reasons that I consider it, I said bittersweet. It seems like it's just horrible, but it's really not. Like I said, with me and Carolina, it had been coming for a while. It was not really a huge surprise or anything. But by moving up, after my dad having a stroke, and with him and mom trying to actually make the farm, a profitable little farmstead. That's why it's not a homestead. It's fairly established, but I'm gonna be able to move up and help that. They need a lot. They need a lot of help and stuff up there, and so I'll be able to help them with all their projects. There is a whole lot of, as far as actual content for a YouTube channel, honestly, the mountain farm blows this place out of the water. I mean, I could do 3 videos a day for 10 years and I can scratch the surface of all the stuff that needs to be done at the farm, especially setting up a farm. If you guys watched the last live I did from the mountain farm, the little barn that's setting up in the corner there, about 120, 30 years old, I'm going to be converting that into an apartment space. That's going to be a challenge. That's going to be fun. That I'm really going to enjoy that, as well as all the other stuff. That I've mentioned, maybe jumped the gun, I don't know, but I mentioned to him like, hey, pumpkins are pretty easy, really easy. So I'll make around Halloween make some money. So we're going to. He already plowed up a big area for me to start 50 or 60 pumpkin plants, like a couple acres, I think. So already projects happening up there in anticipation for me moving up there. So I did the other thing because it's not really going to affect the YouTube channel. Being at this old house all day making videos, and then at night. Need to get out, socialize a little bit. Again, any of you folks that have been married for a long time, you understand how that is. You kind of lose your network of friends, especially when you're a grumpy old vet like me, and you've basically been self-employed in various ways for the past 8 years, mostly working by myself. So, not a huge social network. So I got a job down in Columbus bartending at night. At the Loft. It's actually a really good. I start next week. It's a nice restaurant and bar. So go there 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, especially winter. There's nothing I can really do around here anyway. And work till it closes around 1 or 2. Come back home and sleep a little while and get started on videos. I don't sleep much anyway. I never have. I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. So I figured instead of spending money to go out and have a social life, and spending money to do that, I was like, well, heck, I'll just go out and make money having a social life, meet people, and have some friends. So I am looking forward to starting that. I've done a whole lot of restaurant work, bartending, even managing and stuff over the years. With my break, during my break in service, before the Army, and even after. So it'll be fun. And I'm gonna be close to the kids. One of the other things, I was waiting for a right time to let everybody know. Aiden's in Atlanta right now. He spent a couple months there at Florida Tech, and he just decided that it wasn't for him. He didn't enjoy it. He didn't enjoy it at all. And with him being, like, you guys have seen me on video, how ADD I am, and that's medicated. Because of his 3-year ROTC scholarship, he wasn't able to take any of his ADD medications, which is kind of crazy when you're in the Army. you can take them. So, combine that with going to a MIT level college, um, that's that's hard. Like he's aced out. He had AP calculus. He aced in high school, and he was not passing down at FIT. And one of the reasons, like his calculus instructor did not speak very good English, and he didn't have good handwriting. And then he said, if it was one or the other, he's like, it would have been fine. But I couldn't understand the guy, and I couldn't read what he wrote down. So, it's all good. I just saw a comment I was going to hit on a few minutes. I guess that everything happens for a reason, and kind of one of the things with me going on the walk and getting sober, if I had been here at this point and I hadn't stopped drinking before because of the walk, it definitely would have been a much worse situation. So it definitely this year has been amazing ups and some of the worst lows. It's definitely been a roller coaster. But not drinking, not smoking. Yeah, I still use my little vape thing. But definitely made a lot of difference in how I've been able to handle the situation and how I will be able to bounce back from it, instead of just not getting anything done and just staying drunk all the time. So that is definitely a good thing. Definitely a good thing. So we oh hey Aiden. And Aiden hopped on. I didn't even see him. I've been trying to keep everything up. Your nose must have been itching, buddy. I was just talking about you. Back to Aiden. He's actually one of the things that he realized. I think when he was in FIT, he had just come from Yellowstone, and he's like, "Dad, I loved it. I loved that job. That was the most fun I've ever had. It was amazing." And then to go and sit in a classroom, and that he just realized that it wasn't really what he wanted to do. Hence the reason I enlisted the summer between my junior and senior year. I was ready to head off. So I had no issues with it, and now he's going to be able to get the extended season in Yellowstone. You have to work a couple seasons to get full time, but he might be able to do. He's already pretty much selected. He's going to go work at least 6 months next summer up there, and he might even get the full time job. But then year after next, he wants to go and work everywhere, or work full time up at Yellowstone. And so, if it wasn't for wanting to move to the mountain farm and help mom and dad out, I would probably beat him up there next year. Except it's going to be bad enough going to the mountains of North Carolina with the cold, but the cold up there in Wyoming, I'm not sure the old hands would take that very well. So that would be the hardest thing. So just a second. I don't want this to smoke up too bad. So the old fireplace does draw. You'll see the video tomorrow. The old fireplace does draw pretty good, just not quite enough. Still wants to get a little bit smoky. So I'm going to get, actually I've already found one. I'm going to go try and pick it up next week sometime. Just a little, metal stove insert that I can run a better pipe up so that it won't fill up the house. That is a massive fireplace. So the smoke does, no matter what, you open the door and the smoke likes to fill up. Don't want that much smoke in here. So, and plus that'll throw off more heat. And trying to be frugal, save money like I do, especially with it just being me here and the dogs. Keep it warm enough to keep the dogs from freezing. I'll wear a jacket. going to have something to do. Like a lot of the smaller like pecan logs, I was going to make plans for. At this point, I'm not really going to have time. So instead of just having to figure out what to do with them and where to burn them, I'll just bust them down and make a big fire. So yeah, that's pretty much if you guys are just if you guys are just joining. Me and my wife separated, and yes, I will be leaving this area and going up to North Carolina to be with. And don't worry, everybody. I'm gonna be just fine. What are you saying, Aiden? Yeah, exactly. Aiden was just saying he realized he could be fine without a college degree. And just honestly, one of the other options he has is we have a relative who's a union lineman for the power company down here, and so he can, through connections, get a apprenticeship if he would like with the power company, and that's probably within 10 years he would be making way more money than any of his friends that finished and got a 4-year degree. That is a fact. Tradesmen are absolutely in very, very short supply right now. It's getting harder and harder to find anyone with the experience to do work, whether it be plumbing, welding, alignment. I mean, they cannot find people to do everything. So it's not all about a college degree. And I've always told Aiden that, he's always known that. I said there are many ways, many things you can do besides just going to college. So he's going to knock that out. And I told him, hey, go up to Yellowstone, get that full-time job, and who knows, maybe in 20 years, you'll be in charge of maintenance at Yellowstone, be the head of all the maintenance at Yellowstone. So you never know, and that's a government job, government benefits, good pay, opportunities for advancement in schools. So he will absolutely. No, I'm not in North Carolina now. So I'm not leaving here. If anybody that's joining us, you can either go back and watch the beginning, but I'll catch anybody just joined us. I won't be leaving here until probably sometime around June. I'm gonna, get the house cleaned up for my friend who owner financed it for me, and do some work, finish all the projects I have, shop clean up. I've got to move all my stuff, and I want to stick around here till my daughter graduates high school. So, and she is planning right now on going to college in North Georgia at Piedmont, which is nice because I'll be even closer to her up in North Carolina than I would here. Animals. So I think somebody's mentioned about animals. Everything's going up there. So this is a little bit funny. I know how to handle my dad. I love my dad to death. So I knew it. I knew I could work it, and I know he's watching. So now I'm giving away all my secrets because he's always been like, I ain't chasing goats. I don't want nothing to do with goats. So I asked him. I said, Dad, you don't mind if I bring my goats up there? I only have 6. They're all females at this point. He's like, well, I'm not chasing goats back in the fence. I'm not running after goats. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I've got electric mesh wire that works great for the nannies. I said, with the electric mesh up where, as long as it's not in the woods, but pasture, all the stuff you need cleared, they'll start clearing it. And so he got to thinking about it, and then it was 3 or 4 days later, he was telling my mom, he's like, we got a lot of, we're really going to be able to use those goats. He goes, I can't wait for those goats to get up here and clear some of this stuff that I was going to have to do by hand. So that's all I got to do. I got to make Dad think it's his idea, and it all works out. It's going to be funny. Yeah, well, the yard cleanup I was starting anyway. And just because I wanted to, but I'm going to finish everything. Like a lot of the big projects, I'm not going to really be building anything else. I'm just going to be getting everything cleaned up, and getting everything, ready to move. Got to put the siding on the house and all that stuff. So it's definitely there's not going to be a drop in content. I know there has been for the past couple weeks, and that's just the transition. I've been living in the camper, and Caroline, my wife, and my daughter were living here. They found a good place to stay, so they moved out. So just helping get all that facilitated and all that kind of stuff done. I did get a little bit behind on videos because I normally post every day. So there might be, especially when we work in the bartending job and everything, there might be, may not be as much videos, but I doubt it because I'm going to have a whole lot more stuff to do. And as winter gets closer, I got the shop cleaned up. A lot of the main yard cleanup and stuff, the siding will be going up here in a few weeks, and doing under the house, and then a lot of the work will be inside the house, and a lot of stuff I can do in the shop that I've wanted to do for a long time, because I'll be able to get up to all my tools, plus that helps me see where everything is, so I'll be able to do some fun stuff as well, staying busy. But busy is not going to be a problem for me at all. Oh no, bartending is easy. You can't drink as a bartender. That's one reason I know I'll be a good bartender. I've done it a lot, and you start drinking. If you're a bartender, especially at the place that I've got a job, I promise you, I know the guy who owns the place. You start drinking at the bar, you're done. You will get fired in a heartbeat. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good place to meet some friends, get out of the house, because right now I don't have anything else to get out of the house. All right, folks. So I'm not worried about it, and when I went walking, my intention was never anyway to. I wasn't AA, right? That's the reason I didn't go to AA. I was drinking way too much, and I needed to stop for a while. Now I have had a couple beers over the past 2 or 3 months. When I'm out with friends, I do not drink at the house by myself at all. And so I've had a couple beers out with friends, and literally every time I go out with them, with dinner, I don't even finish it. And I don't know if some of you guys saw my Labor Day, mistaken Memorial Day post, when I, for some reason, thought it was Memorial Day, and I was doing that, and I bought a 6-pack. The 6-pack's still in the refrigerator out in the camper. One's missing. So I haven't even felt the desire to drink. And if I've made it through the past, coming back from the walk and all this going on, and I haven't wanted to drink, I'll be fine. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Robert. Robert will be good. That's one of the reasons Robert's known all this stuff for a while. So one reason he got him a big orange tractor, and just makes things a whole lot easier. With me doing a lot of work here and him, doing a lot of work there. But so he got him an orange tractor. But yeah, I'll also be coming down here to visit him and visit Mark and people and stuff. So we'll still see each other. And I think he's still on here. I'm totally taking his idea that he's made so successful down here, and doing Appalachian sidestep adventures, kind of, because I have such a deep family history up there and know so many people, and know so many really cool places, abandoned houses, cabins. Just within 5 miles in the valley I grew up in, I could probably get 2 months, 3 months. No, I'll probably be able to go 6 months if I do like Robert and post weekends. I will probably be able to get 6 months or a year out. I'll never even leave 5 mile radius of where I grew up. with the lost cemeteries and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm thinking about calling it Lost in the Smokies or something like that. And that will also be good when I go up there, because that's going to give me something to do on the weekends to get off the farm when my mom is driving me absolutely crazy and I have to get away from her, because I know that's going to happen from time to time. So, love you, Mom. So, we're going to be having a good time. And I have kind of, like I said, I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't really be able to answer a whole lot of questions. I just want to put the information out there. And like I said, the old house, my friend, I'm sure is going to I'm sure she'll be selling the house. I'm just going to, facilitate getting it as ready as I can, and I think with the work I've done, it'll sell a lot easier. The history now that we didn't know, like my history was way off. Thanks to Robert doing some digging, he found out the actual history for the old place. My fire's dead. It's not cold, but it's just bugging me. But yeah, you guys don't have to worry about any drinking or anything like that. So that's not going to be a problem. I'll probably do like I do now and occasionally have half a beer or something. I don't know. It's my life. I'll do with what I want. But I feel so much better now that I feel so much better since I haven't been drinking and lost all the weight, that I guess that's one reason I haven't even had the desire to drink. So, so it's going to be good. Hey, let everybody comment. You don't need to hop on people for making comments. It's fine. I don't mind. People can make their own comments, and it's it is what it is. And I've actually, for the first time in a very long time, well, really 22 years, this year, I've been homesick, and I've never been homesick before, even multiple boot camps and deployments, never been homesick for the mountains. And even before a lot of this really developed, I've been homesick for the mountains. I've been going up there more often, and so it all kind of worked out. I get to go back home. It'll be kind of weird going full circle. I guess it happens, huh? So my big circle, my big adventure, leaving Western North Carolina and Mom and Dad's house, and going back to Western North Carolina and Mom and Dad's house 23 years later. But I'm going to be taking a camper up there and setting all that up. And so we'll be living up there. 3 of our rescues went to live with my daughter and my wife, so I've got 7 now, and those 7 will be moving up with me. Minus Mickey of the Big Great Pyrenees. He's young, and I'm actively looking right now for a place him in a good home. I mean, that's really the reason I got Mickey to begin with. When I got from a bad situation, I said, I'm going to find him a good home. Like look in my shop. I tend to collect things and need a good home or I'm going to do something with, and they stick around. So yeah, it's going to be good. He doesn't get along with still a couple of the dogs here. He's just the one we have that doesn't get along real well with the other dogs. So he's going to be going on to a good home when I find it. I've got a couple that people are interested in. Mickey's only like 4 years old, so he's still a young dog, and he hates being outside. So he hates being outside. So he will love a couple of homes I'm looking at where he'll just be inside, lazy, and not have to be scared by chickens, not be scared by cats, not be scared by goats, not be scared by the dark, not be scared by thunderstorms, because he'll just be a lazy inside dog. That's what he needs. Worst Pyrenees ever. And yeah, you can see there, but the video will be coming out tomorrow. The old chimney actually really does draw good. It's just that when you first start up, it does get a little bit smoky in here. So, all right. I may or may not benefit. I'm not worried about benefiting from the sale of the property. That part wasn't in our initial agreement. So they did me a really good favor from the people that I'd started renting from initially years ago. And those people decided to sell it, and at the time I wasn't able to buy it. So my friend stepped in and purchased it with agreement, for me to buy it from her later. And so, anyway, that all doesn't matter. But I'm not worried about, any of that. So it's not a big deal. But I know that I've enjoyed living here. It was a great place for my kids to become adults. They were 11-ish, 12, I guess, when we moved here. And so, they went from kids to adults in this house. And, really a lot of good memories here. I mean, a lot more good memories than bad memories. And, there really aren't that many bad memories as far as, anything in the past anyway. It's almost all good videos. So, it's all good. One dog will be finding a new home, and then the other 6 will be moving up with me. 2 of them, Bodie and Mika, our golden retriever, and the old white shepherd, they're both 14, 15, and I don't think that they're going to make it through the winter. They're just not doing real well, especially Mika. She's got like dementia, and she's blind, and she's deaf. And she still wags her tail and stuff, so it will definitely not be till the bitter end. But both of them they've lived good long lives with us, and so they'll be good. So, but yeah, most of the dogs will be going up. The goats are going to go up. The chickens are going to go up. Peacocks, pretty sure I can plan. I'm going to start feeding them more. They will eat out of my hand. I'm going to have to start doing that a whole lot more often, and then that will probably be a really interesting video of me and Robert trying to net peacocks and get them into the special boxes I'll build for them. That's going to be fun. Chickens won't be hard. I'll have them roosting back in my chickens come right up to me anyway. But I'll be getting the light and the chicken boxes and all that stuff, roosting area set up, and getting them fed in there and training them. Then all I have to do is at night go get them off the perch, put them in boxes, and take them up. Goats come right up to me, eat out of my hand, so I'll be making a crate, take them up. And dogs, everything's going here. The camper, chicken Taj Mahal, all the tools, everything's going to be moving up. So the only thing that's really going to be different with the YouTube channel is going to be less appearances from Robert, because we'll be distant, but we'll still be visiting, and I'll be coming down here to help him out with stuff. And there's going to be a whole lot more content. I'm really excited about going home. It is nice to have a fresh start. That's why I say it's bittersweet. It does suck, but it's going to be fun. I really am. I've got such a list of projects to do up there. And as big as my list is, my dad has a list like 5 times longer than my list of projects for me to do up there. So boredom will not be an issue when I go. That's for sure. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, the big barn. There's no way I would. Well, I don't need that room. Eventually, I'm going to do something with the big barn. Like we still use it. I'm going to turn it into a better workshop, the inside of it. But good lord, to convert the big barn into a house, that would. I don't have $500,000, and I mean that big barn is probably 11 or 12,000 square feet total. Maybe bigger than that if you count bottom and top. So that's going to be expensive. That big tree, we'll probably get started on that actually in one of my visits. I'm working on getting a dedicated dog sitter and house sitter basically down here, so that because I'm planning on going up to North Carolina about 1 week a month. Me and Copper, so that'll be good. I'll be taking stuff up there and getting started on some stuff. But I think we're going to be trying to mill that those big oak trees here in the next trip or two. So, I might have to make a ton of trips. A ton of trips. I've used a whole lot of that wood, and all my art wood now, all the oak and all my pretty stuff, like I said, I've got many trips. Like that's not going anywhere. A lot of stuff that Robert helped me cut on the sawmill, that'll be going over to the bird farm for him to use. All the massive amount of tin that we have from the hunt camp, we're going to count those sections, or we're going to split those up 50-50. I've got to take all that up. A whole lot of the old tin from the bird farm I'm taking up because of the same tin that my dad needs on one of his sheds. So I need to take that up. All the windows and all that stuff I got to take up. Oh, I've got the Kubota. So Kubota 8N 66. My brother's Jeep. Then I'll have, so much stuff. It's tiring. It's tiring just thinking about how much stuff I have to move up there. So, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a new adventure. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a new start. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on and let everybody know what's going on, mostly because there's been so many comments asking, if I'm okay, and what, did you and Robert have a falling out? No, me and Robert's never had a falling out. We just have kind of been busy doing our own lives, family stuff. So we haven't had a lot of time to help each other on videos. We still talk on the phone, usually multiple times a day. And we're at one place or the other. He's over here, I'm over there, at least 5 times a week. So, yeah. Most of the equipment, like I said, I'll either make multiple trips, or I'm thinking about buying 1 or 2, probably one like 20-foot mill van, the big containers, because I can pack a whole lot in that. And you can buy one for about $2,000, and I think it'd be like $500 to have up there. But if I figured gas to drive to like 600 miles, pulling that heavy trailer and anything that will pull it does not give you gas mileage. The amount of trips it would take, I really won't save that much by doing it all myself. And those big mill vans, I've got some things I want to do. Yeah, exactly. I've got the boy. He's going to be helping move stuff up and down, through the fall and winter, till he hopefully heads off to Yellowstone, getting the job he wants. Yeah, I've got an idea about that container with the barn, and yeah, all the animals are going up. Hey, Robert's got a new orange tractor. He doesn't need the 8N either. Me and Papa Hugh might actually be able to get that thing fixed next year. I like to be able to putter around on it, make it a parade tractor. Yeah, man. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, maybe. Shoot, that deuce would definitely pull everything up to North Carolina. But good Lord, at the one gas and two the time, the 5-hour trip would turn into like a 10-hour trip. That would take a while. And it would be painful. Nope. Oh yeah, well, by the time I get up to the mountain farm, let's see, with mine and my dad, I mean, that'll make like, I don't know, 6 tractors on the place, something like that. Tractors will not be in short supply. The only thing I've got to do is make sure and always hide the key to the Kubota, because Dad gets in trouble in places he shouldn't be on a 2-wheel drive tractor. If he has a 4-wheel drive tractor, he'll definitely go places he shouldn't go. We can't have that. So, and no, I'm not struggling. I haven't been struggling. I have been a little bit moody on just a lot of changes, but everything's good here. I just want to let y'all know that. So the only thing that'll really be changing is one, instead of a couple of the other channels I was talking about, I'm going to have a Sidestep North Carolina channel, and then the name of the Best Family Homestead. I haven't quite coined it yet, but I'll be changing the name a little bit to reflect the new stuff I'm doing up there. That's it. That's all. That'll be the only changes. Just a change of venue. So that's about all it'll entail. So everything's going to keep going right on track as far as videos. There probably won't even be when I'm moving. I mean, you know, those are going to be good videos. Me trying to pull all that crap up in North Carolina, and the insanity that I'm sure will ensue on every trip. I can never make a smooth trip up there. So, you know, it'll be fun. The goats are going up to the mountain, so that's good. All right, everybody. Well, I just wanted to give a quick update on everything, and yeah, let y'all know. Copper loves North Carolina. Copper absolutely loves, like, when I turn on one road to get to North Carolina, or to go to the mountain farm. Copper sleeps. When he gets in the car, he passes out instantly. And he'll sleep the whole 4 hours and 20 minutes out of 4.5 hours, you know, if I'm just in my truck. And about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the house, his nose will start to move, and he'll kind of start to wake up, and he looks up, jumps up, puts his head out the window, and then as soon as he smells where we're at, and this is still like, this is just the mountain. This is probably 10 or 15 miles from the mountain farm. He gets so excited, like bouncing back and forth and jumping up and down and barking his head off for the last 15 minutes of the trip, because he knows we're going to the mountain farm. So he's really going to like it and enjoy it. So yeah, it'll be fun. All right, everybody. Well, I just wanted to give you guys the update and let y'all know. No, don't start talking about snow. Listen. No, if anyone starts saying anything about snow to me between now and when I move up there, I'm gonna block you from the channel. I don't like cold. I don't like snow. So I'm trying very hard to put it out of my mind and not think about it, because it's going to be a reality soon. And no, so let's just not talk about snow right now, because I'm not going to like that part. and people are like, oh, you can, it's, I'll make it my turn again there, Robert. Watch out. They're like, oh, you can dress for the cold. You can't dress for the metal screws all over your body not hurting when it gets cold. There's no amount of clothes that you can put on. So, oh well, it is what it is. Thanks everybody for the understanding, and if it hadn't been, you guys have supported me through so much this year, as I really struggle with even saying anything, especially something like this, you know, on social media, putting it out there. Obviously, it's nothing we're trying to keep a secret, but you guys have been there through so much this year, helping me out with everything, you know, support that I wanted to just let everybody know what's going on. And people would have figured it out anyway, because all of a sudden there would be boxes. You know, you start seeing boxes here. You know, see me dropping stuff off at the mountain farm. So yeah, that would definitely not be very fun. Luckily, it's not ice fishing cold. All right, everybody. Well, I really appreciate y'all tuning in, everything you've done, and tomorrow's video will be getting the old fireplace going. So we'll see y'all next time. Thanks again.